Hey, it's your boy Sergeant Hooked Intentions. So today is our Kamen Rider Revice already episode. What are we at? 7 now? 8? Something like that. I'll put it in the title. Clearly, I'm a big dumb idiot who doesn't know things. But anyway, what a great episode. I am really impressed. Especially coming off such a great episode previously with the debut of Demons, of Kamen Rider Demons, that driver, all of that, and the revelation about Daiji, at least to the audience, that he for sure is evil, Kamen Rider evil. This episode was really interesting. They're basically the whole plot of it is a vacation type setup between of the Igarashi family, and of course Daiji is unknowingly to them, being controlled by Kagaru, the demon that lives within him, that was born out of his spite and his hate of his brother being the one that is now Revice. Um, so they get to this. They of course go to a vacation at a bathhouse. Like they already own one. Why are you going to vacation at a bathhouse? But they go there and they're vacationing and they're kind of celebrating because the mom is finally recovered since what happened in episode one. I kind of like that they kept that going as far as like a plot thing, that she got kind of injured basically in the first episode and she's kind of been here and there in the hospital throughout different episodes. But yeah, so it's basically celebrating her. And at the same time as this, George Karazaki and Kadota are there as well, Mr. Demons himself, and happen to be there at the same time. I'm guessing to like figure out more of, if like confirm that Daiji is who he is. And it's funny because at one point they're all like a bunch are in the bath together, and Kadota literally says, I will find that bastard and unmask him." And he turns like this, kind of looks this way, not toward Daiji, but Daiji's like back here, and Daiji goes, he's like thinks that he might know. Also, unbeknownst to them, the Dead Mans are all there. So Alteca, Julio, and Aguilera are there as well. Which Sakura sees as weird and is like, "Oh wait, what's going on? Why are you here?" To Alteca, and he's like, "Haha." Or Julio, the one with the goofy hair, he's like, "Oh, it's a secondary job I have, make some extra money." I like this like kind of subterfuge he's doing of like, trying to like dig into their life a little bit and get himself in a certain place where he can strike at them. And I like how much of like a personal vendetta they have against Icky, trying to like ruin his entire family and life just for standing up against them. I think that's pretty cool. They already are much more, to me, a more menacing villain group than we've gotten in a lot of past seasons. Metsubo Jinrai was decent, in my opinion. Sorry, I'm trying to turn my volume down on my phone. But I didn't really care about the Megid guys in Saber at all. So I really enjoy how like each episode is hyping up how much of a threat the Dead Mans are, and also Daiji's part of that as well. So the episode overall is really entertaining. We get a lot of really good scenes. Vice talking a lot about like, hey, if you don't deal with this, it might ruin. It might like start ripping apart your family, which is weird that Vice cares that much. But I think he's starting to understand even more so on that whole thing of like, if Icky dies, I die. So if he's in a bad state or he's not feeling right, then that's closer to him being taken advantage of or caught off guard or whatever. And Icky doesn't want to believe it that his brother is, possibly this, other evil rider. Um, and so, what I like too with this one is that there was no monster of the week in this episode. Not that I dislike that, but I like that it was all focused on the family, Daiji's whole thing, and the Dead Man's. I really like that. So it all comes to fruition near the end of the episode. Kagero finally reveals himself. He, throws on the two-side driver, I think is what it's called. Um, and of course, it activates his e-boy, emo, goofy costume thing. And we get some scenes before that of Daiji basically in a mirror, like, "Give me my body back," and Kagero being like, whatever. So I hope there's a way that can kind of finagle with that, because it would seem that he would be the secondary. I don't know if Kodoto would be considered the secondary or the tertiary. But anyway, we finally get the henshin pose and sequence for Evil. My man does a pretty nice, the pose is decent enough. It doesn't bother me in any way. He stamps, he does a whole like, flying like this henshin, and then does a turn thing on it or whatever, and then pulls it out, and it's like his driver is like a weapon also, which I kind of like. Kind of reminds me of the shot riser. But during the henshin sequence, he activates it and it goes, "Eeny meeny miny mo, eeny meeny miny mo, eeny meeny miny mo," until he like, that's the standby jingle. So it is so Rider. It hurts in a good way. I love it. I'm so happy about it. This henshin sequence, look it up. Look up Kamen Rider Evil henshin sequence, and you'll see what I'm talking about. My boy Demons joins the fight as well, and it's kind of cool because while Evil is fighting Icky, who is shocked, and his whole family gets to see Daiji transform as well. So like they get to see that he's also been taken over. Um, Also, another thing I don't know if I noted before, the whole family knows about Vice now. He revealed who Vice was, whatever. So I like that early on they know that Vice is a thing and that he's a demon helping them, blah blah blah. Anyway, so we get the fight right, and they're going at it, beating each other's butt. Mainly Evil beating Icky's butt, and during it they actually swap Vice stamps, whatever you want to call them, and so Icky gets the Kong Forze Vice stamp, and Kagero, really not Daiji, gets the Jackal one, which for him, when he uses a Vice Stamp, we've learned makes a Dark Rider from that series, like armament for him. So it changes his visor to look like Genom because the Jackal one was X-Aid, so his visor kind of looks like Genom. I'm pretty sure. And then, if I remember right, and then the Kong one is Forze. So it's got elements of the Forze stuff for, of course, for Revi, and then of course for Vice. Vice tries to do the Uchu Kata thing and he gets knocked over as he tries to do it, and George continues it. It's kind of cool. And George's like, "Oh, this is so unexpected." I think he actually was caught off guard that they were going to swap the stamps or whatever. But anyway, a really decent fight. They really are kicking each other around a lot, and you can tell that Icky is like willing to like break through Kagero to get to Daiji, like to get get his attention and get him to break through the control, but he's also like slightly holding back here and there too. So he's getting his ass kicked a little bit. But at the same time this is happening, my boy Kadota straight Demon's Driver transforms and just straight fights the fucking other dead man's there. I'll take on Julio on his own, just for fun. Not really for fun, but he says the whole "I'll lay down my life" thing again, so that was cool. But yeah, he beats ass for a little bit. He uses the Bata stamp, Ichigo Bata stamp, and it gives him it does the genomics thing, and it gives him the like grasshopper legs. It's the CG again. Again, is it the best CG? No. Is it like the worst CG? Not really. But he gets those and he kicks them around a little bit, and they of course escape before they get destroyed. But still, seeing him even doing even a one-on-one with one of the dead mans, let alone a 2v1, was really cool. And I just really enjoy Kadota. I really hope, I was saying this to myself a few days ago, that he gets some more like character-centric episodes just about him to give some backstory and kind of like more, give him some more like things that he's about and just some more deeper characterization, because I really like him so far. I like how quick he is to jump into like protecting people and like figuring out the whole thing with Daiji and everything, even if it means his death and blah blah blah. Kind of worried because I wonder if he's doomed a little bit, because originally they revealed that Kadota was supposed to die in the first episode, and then they decided not to go that way because of like fan reception or whatever, I guess maybe. So I hope that it's not cursed and that he's gonna die eventually, and then the Demon's Driver will just get passed around to other people, kind of like the Ixa Driver and Kiva. But hopefully that's not true. But yeah, so like I said, so they end up fighting, and Icky and Kagero slash Daiji, and he doesn't defeat Kagero. He does. I think they de-henshin each other, demorph each other, if you will. And then he escapes. And the parents are really upset, and so is Sakura. Sakura actually, Aguilera comes at her and she dodges a few of her hits and tries kicking at her. She doesn't make contact with her, and then she gets slapped, and of course it throws her down because clearly Aguilera is a demon. But it was kind of cool seeing Sakura be involved. There was a set photo with what looked like possibly a rider belt on Sakura's waist, so we don't know if she's going to really become a rider. There's speculation and grains of salt speculation about her being Kamen Rider Live, like the flip side of Evil, I guess. But it's kind of cool the aesthetic we have with Revi and Vice having the stamps that are the Reiwa / Heisei riders. Evil having the stamps of like Dark Riders, basically. And then it looks like Kadota is going to have stamps based off Showa Riders. They revealed not only the Premium Bandai version of the driver being P Bandai, the Demon's Driver, which I did pre-order. I didn't install its payment, so it's not going to be that expensive in the long run. But they did show that there's going to be a P Bandai set of one for Amazon, for V3, and I want to say also X, or maybe Skyrider. I'm pretty sure it was X. And they each have their own little like animal motif with it. I think Amazon, which we see in the next episode, him using it, gives him an armament that looks like a drill, that looks like a mole, and it's got like the red little color on it of like Amazon's little like red veiny, camouflagey color splotches, which is interesting because I found out yesterday that's because Amazon in his series had a little like mole monster friend, kaiju friend that was a mole. So I think that's kind of cool that they connected that way. But overall, a really really great episode. I would probably give it a 9.5 out of 10, only because I wanted to see more Kadota because I just really enjoy him. But the thing was with this season is that I really actually love the main rider alongside the other ones they've introduced so far. Whereas with Saber, I wasn't as much of a big fan of Toma himself, and that I jokingly called it. What, you guys mean Kamen Rider Blades? What are you talking about? What's Kamen Rider Saber? I thought it was called Kamen Rider Blades. Because Rentaro is just the goat and like way better characterized. But yeah, overall, like I said, 9.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys really enjoyed the episode too. Coming up pretty soon, I did find for pretty nicely priced, not terribly expensive, a Neo Deca driver that should be here by the time recording. This should be here by the next day. So if I upload this today or tomorrow, it should be pretty soon here. You'll see that. So I'll do a Toku Toy review on that for sure. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the episode. Let me know, did you guys like it? Did you not? What do you think about Kadota? Do you think he has a chance of surviving? Do you think you're going to pass the driver around once he dies? What do you think about Daiji and Kagero? Is there some way that they're going to get rid of Kagero and just be Daiji on his own? Will the driver work if he doesn't have a demon? What are we doing there? Are we going to reform Kagero somehow? Thank you so much for watching the episode, for the review. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for, subscribing and everything. We're at a good 235, subscribers or so, somewhere around there. Getting some great views on some of the videos and comments and things like that. So thank you guys for the continued conversations on stuff. I definitely appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any other type of things you'd like me to review and stuff. I have watched episode 3 of Ghost Game, so I'm going to continue that series. I did put out my video for Dino Fury for the rest of season 1, basically talking about what I enjoyed about it, what I wasn't a fan of, and overall how I felt. Spoilers, I loved it. But as always, stay hooked on Henshins, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye!